Hi, this is Zach May with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Sunday, August the 24th. Starting off with the S&P, you can see that we're still in this rising trend channel. In fact, the market's seen the floor of that rising trend channel because it bounced off it quite aggressively around 63.70. Above that, we're looking for 6600 by next month or even sooner. What's interesting also is that Friday delivered an RSI 50 plus rebound after the effectively the first one that we had at the turn of the month. All that's missing at the moment, I suppose, is to break that bearish divergence line at RSI 64 to really get a proper kick to the upside. But what was interesting is that they've had that bearish divergence, and it was only a minor dip that was delivered for the S&P. In terms of the maximum on the downside, probably the 50-day line, which we haven't been below since the beginning of May, around 62.70. The potential downside if we have a rug pull. The Nasdaq is next, and here, despite fear mongering regarding the bubble in AI, the market has bounced well. In fact, really, it couldn't have had a more shallow rebound in the sense that we bounced above the rising 50-day line and above that uptrend line there at around 22,900. Above that, looking not only for a long-awaited move to the top of that March rising trend channel as high as 24,400, but by the end of next month as high as 25,700. I think the comment about a bubble in AI came from MIT, and obviously academics are not normally great commercial people, even at the best of times. Moving on to the stocks, and quite a few repeats, which is always good because that means that the shares have gone up from the last time. First one is at Atlantic International. Here we've got a V-shaped bull flag based either side of the 200-day line there at $3.70, and looking for that to build up to the top of the broadening triangle there from back in January as high as $7 by the end of next month or even sooner. So ideally we stay above 370. We've had an RSI 50 plus rebound as well, and it looks like a mid-move consolidation ahead of a move to the top of the range for the past year or this year. Another recent favorite is Cognition, and here we've already blown through our second target there at $2.35. Above that, we're looking for a fresh leg to the upside, and just how high that would be is suggested by the upper parallel of the July 2024 resistance line. So heading for around $3.50 by the end of September, which is that summer 2024 resistance line projection. Have a look at that while we're above $2.35. Another repeat, i.e., the charting is going well, is Equilium, and here another stock which has broken our second target, the red line there, at $1.75 by quite some distance. Currently at 190, and we're looking for the upper parallel of that line while we're above $1.75, as high as the $2.85 area. That's basically the best levels of last year. Obviously, the price action on Friday a little bit tired, so there is a risk of a move down towards the $1.40 area. But I don't think that would be too much of a crime. The other point to note is the way that we had three RSI 50 rebounds, and we've also got the shares in the run up to a golden cross of the 50 and 200-day lines, both rising. So hopefully there'll be a little bit of a flourish for the end of August on that stock. On to Kandal, and here we've got a new situation, and here it's a guessing game in terms of how high the top of the channel is. So we've got through resistance, which is impressive. There is resistance around the $8.70 mark, and above that, looking for $13.30 by the end of next month, especially while we remain on the right side of recent broken resistance in the upper $8 area. IPA is next, otherwise known as ImmunoPrecise, rather, and here we've also hit the second target. In fact, exceeded it. The second target rather was a target at $3, and now we're left struggling to find what the next target may be. At the moment, it would be the upper parallel of that red resistance line projection, so probably around along the lines of the line I've just drawn at the moment. That's heading towards that May 2023 line is heading towards $4.50. We're looking at that by the end of next month, especially while we remain on the right side of $3 on an end-of-day close basis. Perhaps $2.90, maybe recent broken resistance would be the best end-of-day close. Stop loss, another RSI 50 plus rebound by RSI 60 plus rebound, taking the shares higher, and new resistance coming in above, new support coming in above old resistance, also a positive on that situation. Next on the list is Incannex, and here we've got a rising trend channel base. We've gapped up off the lows and above the rising 50-day line. I'd like to see more end-of-day closes above the initial August resistance there, and the second gap to the downside, so above 56 cents. Looking for the 200-day moving average at 105 by the end of next month. It's a bear trap island reversal, so two gaps to the downside and one gap to the upside. Very impressive indeed. On to Matinas, which I've covered several times in the recent past, and here we've just breaking the 205 price channel top there, $2.05. That is above that, looking for the upper parallel of that rising trend channel, or an upper parallel, maybe that's a little bit high there, up towards $3.15. I'm looking for that by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay above the latest gap at $1.76. On to another situation, which looks like it's got legs, ModivCare, and here, interesting setup in the sense that we had the old support there around the 87 cents level, managed to close back above it, and also have an end of day close back above the top of the floor of the latest gap there, around 80 cents. Looking for the shares to fill the gap up to $1.75, and hopefully for the shares to do that over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Ideally, and it's actually quite important, there's no end of day close back below the top of the resistance of that Thursday price action at 82 cents, above 82, hopefully looking for further gains there. On to another situation to keep an eye on, which is Nexalin, and here we've got this falling trend channel, managed to close above the 50-day line there around the $1 area of that, looking at the top of the falling trend channel, $1.40 by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay above the old June support there at 89 cents, whatever happens, which may be asking a little bit too much, but you never know. Opendoor is next, and what a great chart this is. Vast V-shaped turnaround there, golden cross, and above the early resistance of last week around $4.09, $4.09, looking for the top of that steep rising trend channel as high as $7 by the end of next month, or even sooner. Ubiquiti is next, and here you can see the shares have gapped through resistance. The old resistance around $490. Above that on an end-of-day close basis, and with the 50 and 200-day lines rising, we're looking for $600 rather, by the end of next month. Simple situation on the basis that we've had an unfilled gap to the upside through a rising 50-day line, although obviously this could be a volatile situation, as with any situation where you've actually gap through the old resistance and long-standing resistance as well. On to VisionWave, which has had a decent move in the recent past. We've got a rising trend channel base. The floor of the channel, basically Friday support around $8.26. The longer we stay above that, the greater the chance of move up to $16, perhaps as soon as the end of next month. If you're cautious, you probably wait for a clearance of the $10 area on an end-of-day close basis, but basically we've got that uptrend line there from back in July, and that level around the low $8 area is the key one to buy dips into if you are so minded. The Wellgistics is next, and here it looks rather exciting on the basis that we've managed to have a push for the RSI through neutral 50, so it's 54, and actually now closing basically just above the 50-day moving average, so there's a couple of ticks there. We already had bullish divergence going into the current move, so looking for $2 for this stock by the end of next month, while we're above recent support around 75 cents. Finishing off with another decent looking situation, X4, and here, a bit like the last one actually, it's a breaking out of a bull flag, the resistance there around the $3.40 area and above that, looking for up to $6 by the end of next month with it in a rising trend channel. Base, a couple of RSI 50 rebounds as well, RSI 50 plus rebounds, helping the cause as well. So as long as we're above 350, looking for 6 on X4. That's it from me today. More updates during the week.